Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be talking about shoulder pain. I hope the lighting's not funky. I used a really weird light bulb on my light thing and it's just causing bad shadows and I look orange, but hopefully I can throw a filter over it or something. I wanted to talk about shoulder pain, and it's something that is so common in lifters, people, just everyday people, and I see it and hear it mostly from football players. And this is all kind of just my opinion from what I see happening, from what I have learned. So a lot of people will in the gym get shoulder pain, and it's very common, it's easy to happen. And I just want to point out first a few movement technique changes that you may want to do. And then I want to point out a movement you should add in and why you should add it in. Technique changes. I see a lot of people, including my dad, bench press in the gym like this. This is shoulder impingement. This is why your shoulder hurts. That is not safe for your shoulders. That's not a healthy place for them to be. If you bring your shoulders down, you have all your back here. Your shoulder is not being pinched back. It can move that way. You can just bench press like this instead of bench pressing like this. That's not even, you're not going to even really be strongest pushing from this direction. It's just really dangerous. And this is shoulder impingement, which is why you will get pain back here and your shoulder will be like this, or your scapula will be like winged out and all sorts of funky. So changing your bench press from here to here will make it a much safer, healthier place for your shoulder. Trust me. Number two, a lot of people don't go through full range of motion. And in my opinion, that's just really important to do with all movements. I'm a big believer in always training full range of motion. Now I understand it's one thing if you train full range of motion and at the end you're like, well, I want to get in like 2-3 reps and you just do a few like partials or something. That's fine. But I personally always train through full range of motion because in my opinion, I just find that that's the best for longevity. And if you don't train in full range of motion, eventually you're not going to be able to reach that range of motion. And maybe when you're older, you're not going to be able to go like this and you can only go to here. Or, I want to have the flexibility, and I think it's more beneficial to train the muscle through full range of motion anyway. So that's why I do it. But also making sure you're training through full range of motion, because that is something that could, if you're not doing it, it could end up causing issues and shoulder pain. So those are kind of just little like technique changes I would make as far as with the bench press. And that'll also go for like dumbbell bench press, flies. Instead of going all the way out here, it just puts you at risk for shoulder injury and shoulder pain. That's why it's much safer to bring your shoulders down a little bit. That's a safer range of motion, and it's going to be stronger as well. And also just making sure you're training through full range of motion. That way you'll always have that flexibility, and it's safer in my opinion and better. That's why I do it. But everybody can do what they want to do. At the end of the day, this is just my opinion. So take it as a grain of salt, learn from it, apply it. That's how you get better in the gym. So do that. Now, one movement that I feel has helped me with any type of shoulder pain, and also just in general, I feel like people need to be doing this, is the overhead press. That is because, well, let me just clarify this. A lot of friends that I have who are football players constantly complain like, oh, I have shoulder pain, I have shoulder pain, I have shoulder pain. And when I was in high school, I have the hiccups. Great. Anyway, when I was in high school, I never saw any football players overhead pressing. They really emphasized the bench press. And that's fine, but you're going to build so much of your chest and your front delts up, and you totally neglect behind, which is going to give you posture like this and it's just not safe. You want to have a strong shoulder all the way around, and that's why when they're on the field and they push someone or they throw something, it's strong here, but they can get injury because this is all weak. Your rotator cuff muscles, which is your sits muscles, and I believe it's supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and teres minor. I'll put that up here. I hope I'm right. But those are all your rotator cuff muscles, your sits muscles, supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor. I'm forgetting the last S, aren't I? I'll put it right here. Anyway, it's important to make sure that those muscles are strong. And I see a lot of people in the gym doing, things like, let me show you. They'll do things like this and, this, practicing the external rotation, which isn't necessarily wrong, but at the same time, that is a muscle, and to really make it strong, you can't do these type of isolation exercises to get it strong, because you simply can't move that much weight doing them, and that alone isn't safe to try and go like ham on these super heavy. So I would suggest doing the overhead press because it's going to utilize all of the shoulder, and the sits muscles, your rotator cuff muscles, are going to act as stabilizers, and the stronger your overhead press gets, the stronger those muscles will get, which in turn will keep you safer on the field, safer under the bench press, safer in the weight room, safer in life. You'll have less pain there. So in my opinion, I think everybody needs to be doing the overhead press because it just keeps you safer, and it's one way to actually overload those muscles versus constantly doing stuff like this and this, which I'm not saying is wrong. There's a time and place for everything, but I just think it's far more effective to just overhead press and really get to progressively overload those muscles. So I hope this video wasn't too long, and I hope it made sense. And I hope you guys overhead press. If I see you in the gym overhead pressing, I will be so happy. And if you're in the gym overhead pressing and you're overhead pressing because you saw this video, tag me in it, and I'll probably be so happy that I will cry. So thank you guys for watching as always. I will see you in the next video. Bye.